our Sunrise Smart Start for this Thursday, at least 5 people have died in what is now considered the most destructive fire event in Los Angeles County history. New fires have erupted in the last 24 hours, pushing fire personnel to the brink of their resources. As some residents flee for their safety, others come back to find there's nothing left where their homes once stood. Aran Spitzer joins us live in the studio now with the latest update. Aran.
Truly an apocalyptic scene in Southern California as thousands of acres burn from multiple brush fires. A new inferno erupting in the Hollywood Hills. Just last night, area streets were once again gridlocked with new mandatory evacuation orders in effect for thousands more residents. The scope of damage so far is now visible for those who've lost their homes in the Eaton fire. You can see building after building wiped out, some still smoldering. Hundreds of firefighters from across the country have been working around the clock to contain the blaze, and fire hydrants have run dry due to high demand.
They're exhausted. We need those reinforcements coming in, but they've done incredible work.
I had anxiety really bad. I didn't think I could make it, but then when the fire started getting close, my brother, my friend, and me, we grabbed shovels. The county turned off our water supply, so we're out there with shovels throwing dirt on fires. We saved, I think, 3 neighbors' houses so far, but the fires are still moving towards our house.
Another big worry from these devastating fires is looting. Local police say multiple people have already been arrested while trying to loot evacuated homes. Michaela.
All right, thank you very much. Aran, of course, News 8 will continue updating you as that fire situation develops. Stay with us for consistent updates on RochesterFirst.com. Turning to some of our local breaking news, several fire agencies battled a fire and ice at a local bowling alley, Bowlero in Webster. Firefighters tell us they had to evacuate the building last night around 9 after the crews found the fire in the ceiling of the rear kitchen, and that prompted an aggressive attack. The fire was under control within the hour. No injuries reported, luckily. West Webster Fire Chief Glenn Morehouse tells News 8 Bowlero is expected to be closed for the next few days, maybe even weeks, as the cause of the fire is also still under investigation. News 8 reached out to the owners for comment. We are still waiting to hear back. Happening today, trial picks back up for a convicted felon accused of killing a taxi driver in Rochester. Prosecutors say back in April of last year, 36-year-old David Porter got in the back seat of the cab that was being driven by 45-year-old David Treese. We're told Porter pulled out a gun, demanding money before shooting Treese several times. And RPD adds Porter continued attacking Treese even after he'd been shot and left for dead. Porter pled not guilty to these charges, where he will appear back in court at 9:30. We're just hours away from the start of the last few days of rites honoring former President Jimmy Carter. Now, it's been several days where President Joe Biden has officially declared today as a national day of mourning. What we're looking at live here is Carter's body lying in state at the U.S. Capitol. And it will be at 9 this morning when his funeral motorcade will pick him up and head towards the Washington National Cathedral. All 5 living presidents expected to attend the state funeral, which starts at 10 a.m. Carter's family will then depart from the cathedral for Joint Base Andrews, and they will fly on Special Air Mission 39 for Carter's final homecoming. It will be at a private hometown funeral home at 3:45. Carter will be buried in Plains, Georgia, on the family property next to his wife of 77 years, Rosalind Carter. Stay with News 8. We will have special coverage all day long, starting at 9 a.m. with the motorcade procession. Major expansions proposed for child care access across New York State. Governor Kathy Hochul making the announcements, and it will be included as part of her State of the State address. The governor proposes $110 million to build new child care facilities as well as renovate the existing ones all over New York State. It will be matched with a few other initiatives to help address what has been described as child care deserts statewide, and includes creating a pool of substitute teachers to help with staffing and forming a coalition to develop a plan for universal health care.
I think we're in a better place than we were several years ago. We've seen some notable investments in childcare over the past couple of years from New York State. There's more money flowing into the child care assistance program here in Monroe County than ever before. There's more families getting care that's covered through the assistance program than we've seen in more than a decade.
Well, these proposals follow the governor's announcement earlier this week to expand the child care tax credit, where eligible families would receive more funds per child that is enrolled in the state's assistance program. The State of the State address will be delivered next Tuesday in Albany. All right, we're taking another check of our sunrise traffic report. Our updated view here from the Greater Rock Sky Eye camera shows folks are picking up speed at 6:55. No accidents across any of our main thoroughfares, but one accident on Atlantic Avenue and Merriman Street in Rochester, another up north at Clifford Avenue at Roth Street. All right, James, for our final check of our weather, a couple more snow showers expected, especially throughout the rest of our week.
Yeah, exactly. Around here this morning, we should get a break though this afternoon, which will be nice. Down falling into the teens, and then tomorrow partly cloudy, snow showers moving in late in the day, and then into Saturday, a couple inches there, and then we see a little bit of a warm up into the lower 30s before we cool down next week.
All right, thank you so much, James. Thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise. Happy to have had you with us. Stay tuned for your next update in 30 minutes.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.